aiming to help homeowners who are locked into lower rates access their equity. Basically, they're saying, hey, treat your house like a savings account and just withdraw all of it, right? What could go wrong? Oh, man. Yeah, I can see where a lot of people are upset at this potential plan. The afternoon outliers. Happy Monday. Happy first day. Happy July. How are y'all doing today? Happy second half of the year. I hope it is starting off on the right foot for you. And this is going to be a short trading week. Randy, glad to see you. Good to see you. Jean Louis, glad you're here. Michael, glad you're here. It's going to be a short trading week. So, Thursday is July 4th. The markets are closed on Thursday. Wednesday, the market's going to close at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, which is noon Central Time. Now, I do have a little bit of a conflict. I usually meet with Mark and Mahesh at exactly the time about if we were to have the trading room at our normal time, 45 minutes before the market closes, that would have a conflict with our internal outlier meeting. So I'm really not sure what the plan will be for Wednesday. I'll let you know on the Discord if we are or are not going to be having a trading room. But I honestly, I don't know. We might even have a trading room with Mark and Mahesh. I don't know. I really don't know what it's going to be. Brian, good to see you. But either way, we'll figure it out. And then, so Thursday the market's closed. Wednesday the market closes early. Friday should be normal schedule for everybody. Now, there's probably not going to be too many people trading on Friday. The volume is probably going to be very, very low, I would imagine. But I saw this top news story that I wanted to check out here. The mortgage giant gets green light from the Biden administration for risky pilot program. Ex-Ginnie Mae president says this is going to exacerbate the U.S. housing problem. I mean, I do want to watch this video with you real quick. I'm not 100% sure what problem they're talking about, but it's most likely the unaffordability problem and lack of supply. I mean, I am a perfect example of this, right? My house has basically doubled in the time that I've lived here since 2016, and I have a 3.5% mortgage, and I'm not going anywhere, right? My payment would end up being higher if I were to get into the same house today. So my house is never going to enter the supply unless like I have to absolutely leave where I'm at. So maybe that's part of the problem. I'm not 100% sure. Let's take a look at it. And
Guaranteed
if
second
volume is
mortgages
coming
up to
through, let me know.
$2.5 billion worth over the 18-month trial period.
It's a move that essentially puts taxpayers on the hook for risky borrowing practices and potential losses similar to those that led up to the 2008 financial crisis, at a time when many homeowners are still bearing the burden and grappling with second mortgage fallout from the last housing bubble.
Here at the Action Structured Finance Association CEO Michael Bright, also former president of Ginnie Mae, sister of Fannie and Freddie. Michael, good to see you. So let's talk about the consequences.
Oh, sorry. By the way, I see in the comments. Yeah, I had some background sound going on earlier. I just turned it off. Thanks for letting me know about that. Michael, Sebastian's here. Yeah, my bad. I got it off. Sorry. Why would you go somewhere? I know everybody's moving to Texas. Why would I leave it?
Of the government stepping in and guaranteeing second mortgages. What do you see happening in the economy?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me, guys. Good to see you. Number one, you said Freddie Mac is doing this, but Fannie Mae is going to have to follow. They always do. So pilot programs start small. They never stay small in Washington. So we're happy that they're starting at $2.5 billion, but I don't really think it's going to stay there. I really think we've jumped the shark on this one. Having the government subsidize and incentivize equity extraction through second mortgages, we're not solving any problems in our economy. Consumer spending is actually too high. The Fed is working on that through inflation. You can get mortgage loans through banks and everything. But if the government comes in and really amps this up, you're talking about additional inflationary pressures. You're talking about additional rate lock effect. People taking equity out of their home means they're not going to sell their home and move. We already have a supply crisis. And the people who should be really mad, I think, are first-time home buyers who are trying to get their foot into the housing market. They can't because housing is unaffordable. This is going to exacerbate that problem. So I don't really see what we're solving.
Okay. So the way that I'm looking at it is the riskiness of this is they're saying that because they're going to have the government guarantee second mortgages. That's the risky aspect of it, right? And that makes sense because imagine for a moment, right? The government guaranteeing student loans has got the Randy nailed it. Holy crap! Spin, spin, spin. Yeah, exactly, Randy. think that's exactly what they're saying. Hey, Yorn, if the government's backing second mortgages, right? Imagine, I know somebody who's done this, right? Who took out a home equity loan, second mortgage type of product to go and build a pool in their backyard. That's awesome for them. Good for them. But at the same time, now they have a second note on their home, and what they're saying here is that now if this program goes into effect, the government is guaranteeing their pool. So if they default on it, well, the government's just going to guarantee it, just like they would for student loans. So I don't know. This doesn't seem like a brilliant idea, and it gives me some concern because it's like, well, are you just going to let people off the hook? I guess if the government's backing these up, like, are we just going to let these off the hook? The Biden administration has approved a move that could essentially put taxpayers on the hook for risky borrowing practices and potential real estate losses. A former mortgage insider sounding off on the plan. The people who should be really mad, I think, are first-time homebuyers who are trying to get their foot in the housing market. They can't because the housing is unaffordable. Let's see. This is going to exacerbate that problem. Mortgage giant Freddie Mac received the green light from the White House to offer second lien mortgages, aiming to help homeowners who are locked into lower rates access their home equity. So me, right, locked in at 3.5%, aiming to help homeowners who are locked into lower rates access their equity. Basically, they're saying, hey, treat your house like a savings account and just withdraw all of it, right? What could go wrong? Oh man, yeah, I can see where a lot of people are upset at this potential plan, especially if we have a repeat of 2008, right? I mean, like, then the government is on the hook for all of that. Brian says, so I could get a second note on my home to invest in the stock market. If it goes belly up, the government will cover my losses. What, Brian? That's actually legit brilliant right there. Yeah. First time home buyers can purchase a home, just not where people older and richer than them live. Yeah. We're already paying for the student loans. Now this, see, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to shift the time frame of doing this, because I really appreciate you guys jumping in on these stories and making them a lot more interesting. So let's get over to the trading in our market analysis. All right, still loading up here. Welcome to the OVTLYR Trading Room. This is how to trade in only 10 minutes a day and exactly how to take the guesswork out of trading. Now, full disclosure, I'm a partner with OVTLYR, and this is my style of trading using OVTLYR, but OVTLYR delivers you new opportunities every single day. And we're going to be going through the golden ticket trading strategy. It's the 8 steps that turn profit hacking into pure gold. So the golden ticket trading strategy always starts with the market. Trade with the trend of the market. We want to see the 10 over the 20 with the price over the 50 on the SPY. So let's go take a look at the SPY. And that's what we have right now. 10, 20, 50, everything's pointing north. But we've made this order block. What day was that? On June 18th. And it's been flirting with that area, right? Order blocks are overhead resistance or underhead support. But you could call them support or resistance lines. I never traded around support or resistance. I never understood like how people see it on the chart until I started including the order blocks. And then it's just as plain and obvious as it could possibly be. And just seeing, this resistance right here, I don't know what it's going to take to get over that. But in the meantime, the moving averages are still pointing north. The next step is to check the market breadth. We want to trade that in the direction of the bull list percentage over the 10 EMA. So we're going to go into and we're going to look at, full stocks. We're going to drop the 5 EMA, add the 10 EMA. So this is the percent of stocks on the bull list. They're either on the bull list or on the bear list, right? And so this percent of stocks is growing. That means more and more buy signals are coming through. So that's also positive now. So that's what I want to see, right? The market and the market breadth, the price and breadth moving in the same direction. Now that leads us to the next step, which is before we take on any trades, we need to reduce risk before adding new trades. And so with the golden ticket trading strategy, there's a handful of exit points. We need to go through and make sure that what we have on now is or isn't hitting any of these. So let me pull up. So we have SFM, we have Goog, and we have BG. Okay, so those are loading up right now. And let's look at SFM first. So here we go. It's not under the 10. It's not under the half ATR. It's not under yesterday's low. So not that, and not that. There's no order blocks in the way that I can see right here. There's no overhead resistance like I was talking about. So the only thing left is to check the behavioral heat map to see if it's still moving higher, if it's still going greedy. And we can see yesterday it was at R2, I should say Friday. Today it's at G3. So it is moving from the fear area up into the greed area. And I don't see a reason to take off SFM. That's Sprouts. So that one stays on. Let's go to BG next. Same story, not under the half ATR, not under the 10, not under yesterday's low once it's profitable. There is an order block up here, but that's a good $4-ish away. I would love for it to run into that order block up there. That would be great, but it's not in our way right now. So the only thing left to do is look at the behavioral heat map on here. And we see Friday it was G17. Today it's G18. I'm looking on this line up here, right? And that G value is increasing higher. And we were going to sell into strength. Oh, we didn't mark that where we'd sell into strength. G16. So a 10-point spread. So G26. And since I didn't mention a minute ago, SFM moving from the R's into the greens, we would sell into strength at G13, which is on here. The next one we will be doing some moves on, which is Goog. So if you remember on Friday, we were watching the price. In fact, let me go to the 5-minute chart. We were watching the price on Friday. And it clipped over my half. No. Yeah. It clipped over my half ATR. So I was like, okay, no big deal. It's not showing me anything I need to get out of. And then within the last like 10, 15 minutes of the market, it totally dropped out. And I never even saw it until this morning. I was like, what happened? Which is why this big red candle here, I was still in at that point. I had no idea. So it has not regained the half ATR today. So I do need to exit this without a doubt. So closing Goog. Closing Goog 180s. Now, I know Mahesh is in Goog, but Mahesh and I have very different trading styles. By all means, if you feel confident in staying in Goog, go for it. But it doesn't fit my risk criteria, so I'm going to go ahead and get out. So Goog 180s. We got in at 865, and now it's right around 6 right now, which kind of sucks. But that's part of the plan, right? You're not going to win them all, but you want to keep your risk really tight. So with Goog, I need to exit the July 19th. Goog, July 19th, 180s is where I need to get out. So 6. It's nice and tight, though. It's only 10 cents wide. So I'm trying an order right now at $6. See if I can get filled or where I can get filled at. Brian says TrendSpider July 4th sales currently in progress. Very, very cool. 50 to 65% off. Brian, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, once if Outlier ever builds in great charts like this, that'd be great. I don't know if that's ever going to be on the horizon. It's not our core book of business. We're more into the data side over here, but the charts do help us tell the story. And so definitely pick up TrendSpider while you can. Thanks, Brian, for the reminder. Okay. Yes, I was filled to close at $6 on the nose. Okay, so out of Goog at $6. Let me update the Discord here. At 6. I didn't have a huge position in that, and reason being is that the ATR was decently big. right? My number of contracts in Goog was literally about half of what I have in SFM. So that's just part of the game. Oh, somebody replied to me. All right, let's do this. Where's my closer? Closed. And then where's my opening? There's my opening. All right, so today, July 1st, close Goog. 180 calls for 6 on the nose, and that was a 30.70% loss. Portfolio impact, 2.54%. Close below half ATR. I always want to be as transparent with you as possible. Yorn beat me at 605. Look, Yorn, right? You were upset last week when you got a fill that was worse than mine. Now you got a fill that was better than mine. Nice work. I always want to be as transparent as possible with you, right? And that's why I always like to put not just the loss in the win or loss on the trade itself, but also what does it do to the portfolio, right? I still have 97.5% of my portfolio back. Exactly. Let's see where we are at on this. All right. So the next step is to look at the golden ticket trading strategies, outlier, bull, and bear signals, filter for red and green overlays. So we're going to go back into outlier, hit the watch list. Let me close this, close this, close this. Let me see. Still loading. Give it just a second here. My internet is a bit slow today. It's probably coming through a little bit choppy as well. All right, going to pop that open. So we have 67 on the bull list today and only 14 on the bear list. So that's pretty awesome. So I'm going to pop this open and we're going to go with overlay uptrend. Jeremy's asking if we could see current profitability using the system. You know what's great, Jeremy, is if you go into each one of these, you can see just how well the outlier buy and sell signals are. The way that we do it is I'm wrapping it around my own trading strategy. And of course, it can be very different from me to you, just based on position sizing even. So like that one position that I just took off, right? It was only 2.5% of my, or 2 what was that? 2.5% of my portfolio that it went against me. No big deal. I don't even care. But for you, right, it may have been a giant portion of your portfolio and it would absolutely make a big difference to you. So it's all about position sizing. It's all about working it correctly. But of course, I would love to be a contender in the U.S. Investing Championship, but we are not at that point yet. There are a few tweaks that we just made to the system in the last couple of weeks, which have actually been very fruitful. So continuing to refine that. Brian says, it is on AT&T. It is. It's on the fiber. Is TrendSpider better or TradingView better? You guys let me know. Let me know in the comments. Mahesh has actually asked me to create a TradingView account and do side-by-sides because a lot of people are asking, because I think TradingView is less expensive. Do side-by-sides and which one is better. And I definitely do need to do that. I just haven't got to there. It's really difficult when you like learn how to drive a platform like this, and then you got to learn how to drive another platform, right? It's like driving an 18-wheeler versus driving a Tesla. They both get you to the same place, but they both have very different driving experiences. So we're going to go back to the watch list. We're going to filter for green overlays. Now I'm going to just take a quick glance on this. Ooh, I may have to cut this short. I have a contractor showing up right now. In fact, I think I will. So the only ones today I would be interested in trading is CUK, because that is the only one over 2 million shares right here. And that's, or I'm sorry, over 1 million shares. And that's what I look for when I'm trading. And then I took a look at CUK just a moment ago. and it's under $20, and it's well under yesterday's low, and it has an order block right there. So I don't have any desire to put on a trade in CUK whatsoever. So with that being said, I do have a contractor who just pulled up right now. So I'm going to go ahead and jump off the call. Don't forget, Wednesday will be, it's kind of up in the air. I'm not really sure what time we're going to be having it. I'll let you know in the Discord. And Thursday, the market is closed. We took off Goog, kept BG, kept SFM, and I'll keep coming back tomorrow. See you there. Talk soon.